Well, good morning. It's Crazycheapchick, and I just got back from the grocery store. I was a little crippled because I forgot to take my phone with me. That was horrible. But I'm going to tell you my menu before I show you what I bought and see if you can guess what was on sale this week. We are going to have sheet pan fajitas. I'm kind of excited about that. Probably tonight I'll make that. Cauliflower chowder, which is a really thick, creamy soup. Slow cooker beef burgundy, and I'm going to pour that over noodles, so that sounds pretty good to me. If we have some leftovers from the fajitas, I'm probably going to put them on top of sweet potatoes and call it twice baked chicken fajita sweet potatoes, something like that. Sticky sesame cauliflower, which is, think of sesame chicken, only using cauliflower in the place of chicken, and some roast beef and mashed cauliflower. So when I asked my husband, when I read him the menu, and I'm like, what's on sale? And he's like, well, cauliflower. And I'm like, yeah, and roast beef. So that's what I planned my menu around. And it kind of gives you a preview of the videos I will be making later this week as I make those dishes. I spent around $67 and some change at the grocery store this week. I did a couple of things. One, I took one of those little tiny carts to try to remind myself, you don't need to buy that much. I've got a nice assortment of things that I've already bought on sale, and I need to use those things. I don't need to buy everything on my menu every week because hopefully I've bought a lot of the items and have them in stock when they were on sale. I will tell you, I read an article this week, and it was in one of the mainstream news organizations' website. And it was, if I can find it, I'll put it in the description of the video. But it was about all of these high earning young people. They make over $100,000 a year, but they've had to move back home. And I'm sure for a variety of reasons, probably student loans plays into it. Some of them were trying to save money for a down payment on a house, but some of them just couldn't make it on $100,000 a year. And there always seems to be this refrain that people our age or my age, had it easier. Well, it's just not the case. My husband and I were married 10 years before we bought our first house. It took us that long to save up a down payment because we had 3 kids and we had some medical issues come up. So I don't think any generation has it easier than another generation. I think there's a perception maybe that my generation had it easier, but we didn't. And I think you just have to learn to manage your money. And one thing that was said in this article was one of the people said, I have to go to 2 or 3 grocery stores just to get the sale items. Yeah, that's adulting. That's adulting. We're all struggling with our grocery bills because of inflation. And when I mentioned to my husband how stressed out grocery shopping made me, he said, honey, we can afford it. Who do we need to help? And that just makes me love him more, because that's the kind of person he is. And he's always thinking of others, and it kind of forces me to like, hey, you know, this isn't so bad. You have the income to be able to weather it, but there are people who don't have the income to weather it, and we need to help them out. So anyway, let me turn the camera around. I'm going to show you what I got and talk about it a little bit. Here is my receipt. So as you can see, it was $72.64, but I took off the tax. And you may live in a state that doesn't charge tax, but my state does. And so without the tax, I spent $67.59. I was helped out because they had a coupon, and this is why I wanted to shop on Friday for $7.50 off your order if you spend at least $75. I also had an $8 coupon from, I don't know, some other promotion. And they have 4 times the fuel points on Fridays. And so that helps a little bit. So that's why I've kind of switched shopping to Fridays now. But this is what I got. Now, these things were full price. Some green onions for 89 cents. The sweet potatoes, which I think were $2.61. I wanted some sesame seeds. And this brand, which is it's always in like the Latin or Hispanic area. It's $1.29, which is way, way, way less expensive than the name brand. Also, I needed bay leaves for that beef burgundy, and this was also $1.29. And I've used this brand it tastes just the same. There's no difference. Bay leaves are bay leaves, sesame seeds are sesame seeds. I wanted some cherry tomatoes. These were $2.99. Probably could have got those a little cheaper at Aldi's, but I don't want to go to 2 different stores today. Black beans, in my area, they're 79 cents a can. Now, everything else was on sale or clearance. Asparagus was on sale this week for $2.49 a pound, so I think this was like $2.29. Cucumbers are 59 cents this week. The avocados were 2 for $1.50, and these are the large ones. Now, they also had, so it was $3 for 2. They had bags of 4, but they were really tiny, and they were the same price. And believe me, there's more avocados here than in the bag of 4. These noodles, I needed some noodles for the beef burgundy. I think these were like $2.29. Noodles have really gone up. Tri-colored peppers were on sale for $2.49. Plus, I think I have some peppers in the refrigerator. Of course, cauliflower was on sale, as you could tell from my menu. And I bought 3 because they're not huge. Now, I did go through and, of course, get the biggest ones I could find because they are $2.50 each, no matter the size. So you want to get the largest size. And that's one reason I don't like using the shopping services at the grocery stores, because as you watch those people when they're shopping for other people, they just pick one up and throw it in the cart. They don't care. But when you're shopping for yourself, you can do things like make sure you get the biggest product for the same price. Some of them were almost half this size. Sour cream was on sale for $1.99. Now, this is my frugal tip this week. This expires November 22nd. Most of them expired March 1st. Or I'm sorry, did I say November? It expires March 22nd. Most of them expired March 1st. So you want to make sure you get the products that are on sale with the longest expiration date. Blueberries were on sale this week. I think they were $2.50. Toilet paper was $4.99, plus at $1 off coupon, making it $3.99. And then these are my clearance items. There's nothing particularly exciting this week. I did get this pork for $5.13. It had been $7.91. And they had roast beef on sale this week for $3.99 a pound, but I went with this clearance beef primarily because it looked way better. The sale beef was really, really fat, had probably half fat. And so this had been $21.04. It's marked down to $10.78. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this. Same with this one. This one had been $25.83, reduced to $13.24. And then I got these really thin cut steaks. They had been $12.14, reduced to $7.01. This is what I'm going to use in the sheet pan fajitas. So quite a bit of meat. These tomatoes, unripe tomatoes, were $1, because anything in a red nut bag at Dillon's is $1. This kale was marked down to $1.60, and when compared to the kale, the newer kale, this looked better. I don't know what was wrong with the kale they had out. I mean, the date on it may have been longer. I mean, this expires February 19th. Well, let's not say expired. Let's say best if used by, because this is going to stay good long beyond that date. But their best dates on the kale that was newer, the kale looked worse. I don't know why. This baby spinach was $2.07. Its best by date is also February 19th, but it should be fine for a week. I got this conditioner for $1.80. Didn't really need it, but went ahead and got a couple because that wasn't a horrible price. Got a couple of yogurt for 59 cents. I don't really like yogurt primarily because it has so much sugar in it, but this was the zero sugar, so I went ahead and grabbed a couple because I kind of like it on fruit. And our fruit this week will be blueberries. I had some leftover apples and oranges from last week, and then they had these clearance bananas, which rang up for 75 cents. And that's not too bad. I mean, some of them aren't ripe, but those will be our bananas for the next couple of weeks. I didn't think that was too bad, and I shouldn't need a whole lot more. Well, thank you for watching my video all the way to the end. I really do appreciate it. I guess my tips this week are use the smaller cart so that you keep in mind you don't need to buy everything in the store. I made a list before I went to the store. I knew the things I absolutely had to have, and I really tried to stick pretty close to that. I did check the clearance racks and get a couple of things that weren't on the list, but nothing too outrageous. Make sure you check those expiration dates on the sale items. Always try to get the longest expiration date that you can. And when you're buying produce, sometimes it's by the pound and sometimes it's per item. Like this cauliflower was per item. And so every cauliflower in the bin was $2.50. Make sure you get the big ones. And I understand, I used to use those shopping services too, especially during COVID, but the people that are doing the shopping, I think it varies. Some really care and some, are just trying to rush through there as fast as they can. You're not going to get the best picked items, and you're not going to be able to find the clearance items if you're using a shopping service. Obviously, we have to value our time and keep our mental sanity, but if you can do your own shopping, you're probably going to save a little bit more money. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Please stay tuned for the videos that will be upcoming for the recipes I have planned out this week. And since I had to travel out of town yesterday, I did stop and take a little video of the countryside. It was really super cold yesterday and today, but I did get out of the car and take a couple of shots, and so I'm going to put those at the end. And keep tuned, because here at Bright Bridge Farm, spring is almost here, and it's next week I'm going to start my seeds, and we can start looking forward to probably some 60 and 70 degree days here and there for the next month or two. And then planting our garden, just think, in about a month and a half. Yeah, month and a half, 2 months, we'll be planting garden. So we got a lot coming up. Join us. This is your official invitation to come along and enjoy the farm life, the simple life. I wouldn't necessarily say I'm a prepper, but I am prepared, and we never know what's going to happen. We never know when the next strike is going to be, natural disaster. So it's better to be prepared. It doesn't have to be something major like a war or a pandemic. Little things can cause glitches in a already broken system. So it is best to be prepared and to know how to make things yourself, how to grow things yourself, and how to cook. And that's what my channel is dedicated to, and I hope that you like it. And if you got anything out of my video, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, share the video. All of those things help me out. I appreciate it, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.